Most people think discipline is about willpower. It's not. The ones who are truly disciplined, they don't wait for motivation. They've built something deeper, something most people will never figure out on their own. And if you think you already know what discipline is, you're probably wrong. Because what you're about to hear isn't soft advice. These are brutal, field-tested strategies that rewire how you think, how you act, and how you show up every single day. And strategy number 4 alone could completely change the way you see yourself. So if you're serious about becoming someone who actually follows through, don't click away. This is for you. Here's the truth most people refuse to accept. The reason your discipline keeps collapsing isn't because you're lazy. It's because you've been playing the wrong game the entire time. You've been relying on how you feel, and feelings are unreliable. Discipline has nothing to do with feelings. It's a system. And right now, you don't have one. But by the end of this video, you will. Strategy 1. Destroy your escape routes. Discipline doesn't fail at the hardest moments. It fails at the easiest ones. The moment you leave your phone on your nightstand, the moment you keep snacks in the house you know you'll binge on, the moment you put the remote control within arm's reach. Every single one of those is an escape route, and your brain will take them every time without thinking. The brutal move is to eliminate access entirely. Put your phone in a different room. Delete the apps that eat your time. Don't buy the food you can't control yourself around. Make laziness harder than doing the work. When the exit door is gone, you move forward. Not because you're motivated, because you have no other choice. That's the difference between the disciplined and the undisciplined. One designs their environment, the other surrenders to it. But removing distractions alone isn't enough, because even in a perfect environment, your brain will still look for a way out. That's where strategy 2 comes in. And most people hate it. Strategy 2. Schedule your suffering. The undisciplined person avoids discomfort until it becomes unavoidable. The disciplined person schedules it deliberately before the day even starts. Every single morning, do one thing your brain is resisting: a hard workout, a cold shower, tackling the task you've been postponing all week. Not because you enjoy it, because every time you choose discomfort on purpose, you shrink its power over you. Think of it like this. Discomfort is a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. And the stronger it gets, the less hold it has on your behavior. Schedule the hard thing first, and everything else in your day becomes easier by comparison. Your standards quietly rise without you even noticing. You're already thinking about discipline differently. Good. Because strategy 3 is where real transformation happens, and almost no one talks about it at this level. Strategy 3. Build the identity before you build the habit. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your identity. If deep down you see yourself as someone who struggles with consistency, your brain will work overtime to prove that belief true. It will manufacture reasons to quit. It will justify every shortcut, because the brain doesn't like to be wrong about who you are. So the brutal fix is this. Change the story before the evidence shows up. Start telling yourself, out loud if you have to, I am someone who keeps their word to themselves. I am someone who does the work regardless of how I feel. Say it until you believe it. Act on it until it becomes undeniable. Identity is the foundation. Discipline is just what identity looks like in action. 3 in. Here's a question worth sitting with. How many times have you tried to build discipline, made it 2 weeks, and then watched it fall apart completely? Strategy 4 is the reason and the solution. Strategy 4. Never miss twice. Perfectionism is the silent killer of long-term discipline. One missed workout becomes a missed week. One bad meal becomes a bad month. One skipped work session becomes a lost habit. The fall isn't the problem. Everyone falls. The problem is the story you tell yourself after the fall, the one that turns a single slip into a full collapse. Adopt one non-negotiable rule starting today. Never miss twice. Miss a workout? You're back the next morning. No negotiation. Skipped your deep work session? Tomorrow you go harder. Broke your diet? The very next meal is clean. Discipline isn't about being perfect. It never was. It's about the speed of your recovery. That speed is everything. More than halfway through, and what's coming next is something most productivity content completely ignores. Don't tune out now. Strategy 5. Control your inputs like your life depends on it. Your environment shapes your behavior more than your willpower ever will. But it's not just the physical environment. It's the mental one. The content you consume every morning. The conversations you have. The people you spend the most time around. All of it is quietly programming your default standards, whether you realize it or not. If everyone in your circle is comfortable with average, you will drift toward average. It's not weakness, it's just how human beings are wired. So audit your inputs ruthlessly. Unfollow accounts that numb your ambition. Reduce time with people who normalize quitting. Replace passive scrolling with content that challenges you. You become what you repeatedly expose your mind to. Discipline starts there, long before it shows up in your actions. 2 left, and these 2 compound. These are the strategies that turn discipline from a daily battle into a daily default. Strategy 6. Track everything. Tolerate nothing. What gets measured gets managed. Start tracking your non-negotiables every single day. Hours of focused work, workouts completed, hours of sleep, every promise you made to yourself, logged. The act of tracking forces a level of awareness that your brain can't ignore. It makes the gap between who you are and who you said you'd be visible. And visibility creates pressure, healthy pressure. But here's the brutal part. When you miss, don't justify it. Don't negotiate. Don't say I was exhausted or it was a crazy day. Everyone is exhausted. Everyone has crazy days. The people operating at the level you want to be at, they're exhausted too. They show up anyway. Track the miss, accept it, and close the gap tomorrow. No excuses, no stories, last one. And this one quietly sits underneath every other strategy on this list. Strategy 7. Protect your word to yourself above everything else. Every time you make a commitment to yourself and break it, you are training your brain to trust you a little less. And a brain that doesn't trust itself will always find a reason to quit. Always. You cannot out-hustle a fractured relationship with your own word. So start small. Brutally small if you have to. Tell yourself you'll work for 10 minutes, then work for 10 minutes. Tell yourself you'll wake up at 7, then wake up at 7. Don't make grand promises your current self can't keep. Make small ones and keep every single one. Build a track record with yourself, one kept promise at a time. Because the most powerful form of self-confidence isn't what other people think of you. It's what you think of yourself when no one is watching. That's where real discipline lives. That's where it's built. And that's where it either survives or dies. 7 strategies. Not 7 motivational quotes. 7 actual shifts in how you operate. Destroy the escape routes. Schedule the suffering. Build the identity. Never miss twice. Control your inputs. Track everything. And protect your word to yourself. This isn't about becoming a machine. It's about becoming someone you can respect. Someone who does what they say. Someone who shows up. Not when it's easy, but especially when it's not. That person already exists in you. These strategies just bring them forward. Now go prove it.